Hi, I'm Scott Davis. Welcome to New World Birth. By accessing this presentation, you're inviting me to share this information regarding this challenging and yet very hopeful time we're currently living in. This is the prenatal care for the birth of a new world age report for the Gregorian date of August 12th, 2011, which is also one night in the Mayan Tzolkin calendar. And we will begin the fifth night of the universal ninth wave cycle of the Mayan Tun calendar on August 18th, and then we're going to experience the peak of that fifth night energy on August 26th and 27th. But I'm going to go into the fifth night of the Mayan Tun calendar later on in this report. Right now I want to talk about August 12th is one night in the Mayan Tzolkin calendar. And it begins a 13-day period of time they call it Tresena. And one night carries the themes of dreams, transitions from light to dark and dark to light, starry skies, subconscious thoughts, the void where nothing exists and there is all potential, the womb of creation, the underworld, stillness and introspection. The glyph for night is the owl. I find it interesting that the theme of light and darkness, the transition from light to darkness, is part of the one night Tzolkin Tresena that we're in right now, encompasses the time period when the Mayan Tun calendar's ninth wave moves from the fifth day to the fifth night, light to darkness. And so also one night, August 12th, will be celebrated by the cosmos with the peak of the Perseus meteor showers. Astrologically, one night, Tresena's first significant event is the Aquarius full moon on August 13th, which foreshadows the upcoming fifth night time period of the Tun calendar with a challenging configuration involving Mars, Pluto, Uranus, and Juno. The fifth night is about destruction of old systems, and this full moon speaks of our world seeing that the abuses of power, nuclear, financial, religious, political, are destroying our planet, which responds with climate and geographic stress. Mercury is retrograde during this entire period, so it's moving backwards, along with all the outer planets, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. And this reminds us to slow down and truly experience moments of grace that appear in our lives. This period is painful if you focus on the old and what's going away, or it can be just really empowering, as there's a great deal of spiritual energy and healing energy available during August. So be present, calm, receptive, and let your love be the guide, as the moon is supported by Saturn and the sun merges with Venus during this new moon period. Okay. On August 16th, Mercury Mercury is retrograde. It's in Leo, but at that point it merges with both the Sun and Venus. And so this energy shines the light of information that we've gathered since reviewing our experiences during the Mercury retrograde period, and situations are brought forward that need resolution, and that's the Venus. So Venus merging with the Sun and with Mercury, it has these two themes that are moving us towards the self. The comet Honda will be closest to the Earth on August 17th, and the fifth night of the Mayan Tun calendar begins on August 18th. Okay, with Mars being in harmony with Jupiter on that day, this also brings an energy for expansion. Venus is opposite Neptune and then moves into Virgo on August 21st. This is great for love and imagination, but it's better to wait to sign on any dotted lines. The Sun follows Venus by opposing Neptune on August 22nd, and this extends the romantic and perhaps illusionary energy before the Sun moves into Virgo on August 23rd, and getting down to details. Virgo's a detail-oriented thing. Okay, sign. On August 22nd and 23rd, we have the potential to create a new direction in our spiritual path based on what we have learned since Mercury began its pre-retrograde phase on July 15th. On August 24th, Venus is opposite Chiron, which may bring to our awareness pain in our relationships that's there to be acknowledged and then healed. Okay, so now we get into the fifth night of the Mayan Tun calendar's ninth wave universal cycle is from August 18th to September 4th, and peaks on August 26th and 27th. The fifth night is the application of the insights from the fifth day, so it's important to be aware of what we've learned from July 31st to August 17th. The fifth night has always been the most difficult of the 13 stages of the 9 levels of the Tun calendar. It's ruled by the Lord of darkness and destruction and represents the death of old consciousness. During this cellular cycle, the lowest wave, this fifth night represented 250 million years of meteor bombardment after our solar system had formed on the fifth day. During the mammalian cycle, this next level up, we had 90% of life on the planet went extinct when the Earth was hit by a meteor. 680,000 years ago, we had an ice age during the fifth night of the tribal cycle, but on the fifth day, the day before the fifth night, this period of the fifth day before during the tribal cycle, that's when man got fire. So one of the key things to recognize is what we notice and what we get during the fifth day is there to help us move through the fifth night. Okay? During the regional or cultural cycles, this next level up, the fifth day, the fifth night, this is when Neanderthal was assimilated into our gene pool and went extinct as a separate species 32,000 years ago. And then during the national cycle, 434 to 828 AD, we have the death of old consciousness with the fall of the Roman Empire. I think we're seeing that again. And the birth of new consciousness with Islam. The Quran was written in 632. And it's interesting, Islam's symbols are the crescent moon and the evening stars, which are symbols of night, and Islam came into consciousness right in the middle of the fifth night of the national underworld. Let's see. The fifth night of the planetary cycle, 1932 to 1952, brought us World War II, death, and also during the end of that period, it brought colonial liberation throughout Asia, which is rebirth. And so I see this cycle acting like the Hindu god Shiva, which brings death and rebirth. During the galactic cycle, this was November 19th, 2007 to November 12th, 2008. In the United States, we had the subprime mortgage bubble burst, which brings us to our current fifth night, and the collapse of the global economy, the changes in political and power systems. We're going to have Earth events. We're going to have awareness of what the radiation levels really are worldwide. Nobody seems to be talking about that. Wars, riots, I recently watched Keith Wyatt's video, The Quickening, and it had information that really showed the worst case timeline of what we're talking about. But the most important thing that I got from the video was that prophecy doesn't tell you what is to be, but is rather what we need to hear to inspire us to make inner changes that ultimately assist our spiritual evolution. So remember, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And the purpose of this time period is to really make us aware of now. This is really, we can connect with all these things that are going away, and live in the time, experience a linear time, or we can recognize, what do we have right now? What is fulfilling my heart? To me, the important thing is the consciousness of being in the moment. Because when we're in the moment, that's where there's unity consciousness. There is no other time than now. So I feel that this really has a purpose of cultivating a new relationship with time, of being in the here and now. Now is when we have unity consciousness and can use our thoughts and our emotions to create the consciousness of love and gratitude, as the media continues to try to project fear. And that's how they try to keep everybody under wraps, under control. When I look at this Mayan calendar, what I see is a divine plan for bringing humanity into full consciousness. I see everything, and that full consciousness is us seeing everything as one, and everything as being sacred. We're here to be loved and to love. That is our purpose. So please, savor these moments. Be aware of the now. Live each day consciously for the benefit of your soul's high adventure. As I've said it before, if you're struggling with this energy, please continue to take care of yourself and those that you love. The intensity of this opening for consciousness is going to last another 78 days. Yes, it's going to build. It's going to become more intense. But the whole 9 layers, everything that started 16.4 billion years ago with the Big Bang, is all designed to bring humanity to full consciousness by October 28, 2011. That's what we're going through. That's what its purpose is. And, to me, that's what we need to hold in our hearts as we're moving through and just really feeling things that are difficult. But it's through adversity that we grow and become awakened to who we truly are and what our purpose is and what our plan is. I mean, all of us chose to be incarnated at this time period and to have this experience, which is a once in a many, many lifetime opportunity. So I am so grateful you connect with me. I'm blessed that people check this out. I want to thank you for checking out New World Birth. The next segment of prenatal care for the birth of a new world age will be on August 25th for One Wisdom, the Virgo new moon, Mercury turning direct. I love that. We'll talk about the peak and completion of the 5th night, and we're also going to be talking about the opening of the 6th day, which is my favorite cycle because that's when I was born, during the 6th day. And it's about flowering, and by then I'm going to be ready for some flowering. Anyway, you can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. As always, I invite you to email me at newworldbirth@yahoo.com. The light in me, truly, truly, the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. You are a blessing to me.